Welcome to Healing Time. The Christmas season is here, and that means extra time with the family, gatherings with your loved ones, and welcoming guests into your home, those who really love you and those we have some challenges with. Well, today's guest is here to share some practical ways to fill your home with love and help everyone feel welcome this Christmas. And remember, if you need prayer for anything, Daystar's here for you 24/7. Call us at 1-800-329-0029, and we will pray with you. We'll be right back. Today's guest is the founder of Everyday Etiquette and Emotional Etiquette, where she teaches practical lessons on emotional intelligence, hospitality, and social etiquette. And today she's here for a special conversation on creating a welcoming environment for your loved ones this Christmas. Carla Shellis, welcome to Healing Time.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm excited. This is my favorite thing to do and my favorite subject to talk about.
Well, good, because people love Christmas, but not everyone's really good at Christmas. You know what I mean? I mean, some people have past pains and hurts, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But let's be practical first, can we? What do you do at the table? I'm looking at a table, and there's some practical things that men and women, because men need to help at the table, right? So men, you need to be watching because you don't know, okay?
Help the wife.
Take notes, right? Okay, so how do we do this? What's important here?
So the thing that I love about a table, first of all, Doug, is it truly is a place where we can just worship. And so when I say that, I mean, we have to set it to welcome it, right? So
to give it worth.
To give it worth, right. And so I really believe that as women, I'm speaking to women now, as women, it's our responsibility to create this beautiful ambiance. I really believe God anointed women for this purpose.
Oh, he did.
He did. Yeah. And I think we need to release men from having to try to do that as well. And
we can help put the silverware where we're told to do it and stuff like that.
Absolutely, they can help. I love that. But it truly is a place to welcome. And I know that as a man, you probably love walking up to a table and like, wow, this is going to be a great meal, or this already feels so warm and welcoming. And I think the same thing about our children and our friends and our extended family. And so it's really like an invitation. When you get an invitation in the mail, it's kind of the precursor to what's coming. So if it's a really exquisite, really detailed, custom invitation, you're like, wow, this party's gonna be amazing.
So how do we set
So the same thing is true about this
invitation?
Table. So the thing that we have to really focus on is the layers.
Layers?
Layers
like a haircut layers? Like layers
are important, Doug, because if we don't have layers, we have one
Guys, you gotta have layers.
We have to have
Don't
layers.
let your wife not have layers. Okay.
We have to have layers, because without layers, it's one-dimensional.
So it brings depth.
It brings depth, and depth brings warmth. And so even if you don't have proper placemats, you can cut paper out, you can get wrapping paper and cut out the shape of a placemat and lay that down.
Or pictures of your kids or whatever, right?
Or you can, I've actually seen something really fun where people put butcher paper down and then everybody can write thoughts while they're waiting for the food or in between the food, which I absolutely love. But then of course you always want to have a charger. This is going to be not an entirely formal setting, but it's going to be a little bit between formal and informal.
Okay, so guys don't really know what charger.
So let me just talk about this
charger's like
for a
the
minute.
bigger plate, right? That's under the real plate.
I got a funny story.
You don't eat on a charger.
No, my husband did one time.
He did. I believe that.
We were standing in line at a buffet at a really formal event, and they had taken the plate away.
He's like, that's a bigger plate. Let's use that one.
We were standing in the line at the buffet, and I just looked back at him casually. He has this bright red charger in his hand at the buffet. And you know, I'm like all about the etiquette, right? So I go, and under my breath I go, what are you doing? Why do you have that in your hand? He was like, what? I thought this was the plate. And I said, that's the charger. Go put it back. And I was just like mortified, and we had the biggest laugh when we got to the car about that.
I bet.
So the charger is just a layer.
It's a
just
fake plate.
another layer. It's
a fake plate.
It's like an embellishment.
Embellishment. A frame. It's a frame for the other
it's
plate.
A frame.
There you go. That's
and
how you look at it, guys.
The thing I love about this is that it truly creates that depth, and it also is fun for the ladies because we can collect all different colors, shapes, and sizes. And I change them per tablescape. I have a ton of them.
Go somewhere where they're after Christmas. They're on sale. Do that.
Listen, I always buy everything on sale. I am a sale girl. Like I get off season. Okay, so the next thing the next layer we're gonna have is our dinner plate. So we want to have the dinner. Look how beautiful that is, by the way.
I can eat on that one.
I love, this is the one you want to eat on. This is your dinner plate. And then that's going to go right on top of the charger. And then you have your salad plate. And of course, this beautiful napkin. And I love that this napkin is wrapped with actual ribbon. So ribbon is super inexpensive to buy.
Because everybody can afford a ribbon, right?
Yeah, if you don't have
those expensive
napkin
little
rings,
cute things, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. And look, this tiny little piece of greenery in here. This is extremely...
That's very cute.
Yes, it's very cute. But here's the thing you want to know. As soon as you sit down at the table, the first thing you want to do is take off this napkin ring, okay? And when you take that off, you take that napkin with the fold toward you, and you lay that on your lap. And that is the first thing you do when you sit down at that table. Okay? And when you are eating, and when you have... You don't take that, the things we never want to do, which I know some guys love to do, is this.
Oh, no, don't do that. Okay. No, I thought you were going to put the whole square on your lap.
So no, we're not going to do that. What we want to do is take that fold towards us, okay? And the other thing is, the proper way to wipe your mouth is just to dab on the sides, okay? And when you do that, ladies, especially with our makeup, when you dab, then what you want to do is take where you dabbed, and you want to roll it down just a ½ an inch and create a new front. Because what you're doing is every time you pick that up, you don't want all your lipstick showing to the rest of the table. So you're just gonna keep rolling that down. Just keep rolling it down, right? And then by the end...
Or just wipe it off before you eat.
Yeah, or let's just take all the lipstick off so it doesn't end up on our teeth. Okay, there's that. But I always like to keep that with the fold towards me. That's just the proper way to do that. Okay. So then you start eating, and then one thing I definitely want to point out here is... and let me stand up and show this part, Doug, because I think this is super important. Also, let me show you really quick. Proper etiquette, this is a huge point of debate. Proper etiquette is when you stand up, you take your napkin and you fold it and leave it on your seat. Now, I will tell you, people have come at me on social media about this because I don't want the napkin on the seat where I've been sitting. That's disgusting. Proper etiquette says to do that because...
But make sure it's the clean side, right?
It tells the server that you're coming back. Oh. So if you're in a nice restaurant and the servers know etiquette, they know that means you're coming back. Okay. If you take your napkin and this is completely inappropriate. Guys, you learning this? Okay. Completely inappropriate is to walk away and do that. Or to leave your napkin just thrown on the table, okay?
Okay, fold it up on the clean side, put it on the chair, especially if it's a white chair.
So if you're leaving and coming back, you just fold it up and put it down on the chair. Okay. That's proper etiquette.
And if I'm not coming back?
If you're not coming back, you're gonna fold it up and set it to the left of your plate, right here.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm done. Okay.
And here's the other thing I wanna show you. Let me come over here so I can show this.
We're learning together.
Yeah, I'm gonna exchange this out. When you are eating, okay, and let's say we're done with the salad, we've already done that, we are eating, okay? Mm-hmm. When you are done, you're gonna set your fork and your knife at 10-4. Remember the old saying, 10-4, mm-hmm. Good buddy? Mm-hmm. That's how I remember that. So imagine that your plate is a clock, and you're gonna put it at a 10 and a 4. So imagine that your plate is a clock, and 10 o'clock is the top, 4 o'clock is the bottom.
So we do it diagonally.
That properly tells the server, you are done eating. It's time to take the plate away, okay? If you're doing this, if you're not done eating and you leave it open like this, that tells the server you're still eating.
Okay, this is if you're at a nice restaurant.
Yes.
Okay.
So for me, Doug, it's the secret club.
But you should practice this at home.
It's the secret club
so that your kids know.
Yes, my kids absolutely learn that.
Right.
But the thing is, I love that secret language of class, is that if you know, you know, and you don't have to. You can look around the table and see who knows proper etiquette. You don't have to say a word. Mm-hmm. It's just that secret language of flowing through society, and nobody has to know. It's like wearing a designer coat or a handbag that doesn't have the label on it. we know which one's which because we can buy it, right? Where there's some people that you don't have to have the big label hanging out and you just know the actual pattern. It's the same thing with etiquette on the table. Is that the funny thing is
there's good dating.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So
so you know how much you have to teach them.
You didn't like it, you do an X.
If you don't like it?
If you don't like the food, if you didn't like it and you want to communicate to the restaurant that it wasn't good, you're going to do an X.
Okay.
There's like 7 or 8. I won't go into them now. They're all on my channel. But yeah, this right here is really the most fun because that tells them that we're done. And this tells them that we're still eating. Okay? So I'm leaving the table. And what I'm going to do is take my napkin off my lap and I'm going to set that down right here. It doesn't have to be perfectly folded, but I'm going to set it down right here.
That means I'm done.
That means I'm done and I'm walking away.
I'm learning a lot here.
So here's what's funny. When we were in London with our whole family, I turned around and took a picture. We were at a 5-star dining, and we had a bunch of extended family, and everybody was talking when we left. So everybody just did this, and we all walked away, because that's normally what you do. Well, I did what I always do, and I folded mine, and everybody's talking, and I'm still talking, and I'm just folding, and I get up and walk away. Okay, but when I turned around and looked back at the table, I noticed how many people didn't understand that. So I took a picture of it, and I posted it on my Instagram, and I said, a little survey, which one of these is correct? And I put little numbers next to each one. Very few people got it right. So then my family saw that. The next time we went to eat, Doug, I turned around and I took another picture and I said, my family saw the post. Because everybody did this. Everybody went back and did this. So it's just
so
a
anybody
secret
can learn
language.
is your point.
Yeah, it's just a secret language. It's just, and it's not, here's the thing I always say about etiquette, and I want you to hear my heart on this. Etiquette is like a tool. It actually, in French, the word etiquette means little signs to tell you the way that you should go. Okay? And it literally is just a tool that I keep in my back pocket. I always tell, I worked in sex trafficking. I had a safe house. After they were rescued, they came to me for a year. We reestablished a new normal. But what I always told these girls is when we go to Chick-fil-A, you don't need to pull out all your etiquette. You can use it wherever you want, but it's not necessary.
Right.
You can just, I want you to be able to know.
Like wearing the right dress.
Yes.
Right.
And I had a graduate text me back like 3 years later, and she said, you have no idea how much I appreciate what you taught me about table etiquette. I'm in a new job now with a fancy boss, and they took us to a fancy restaurant, and I actually felt like I belonged because I knew what everything was. Right.
That's very cool.
And the other thing I want to mention, because a lot of, especially women, I get texts from my friends sometimes, they're like, I'm at a table, I don't know what to do, I'm panicking.
You really get texts like that?
Yes. Because women care,
I've never gotten
Doug.
a text like that.
Women care. They want to know.
Don't text me what to do at a table. Do not, because I may not remember all this, okay?
But here's the thing I want to give you as a tool. This is super important because you will freeze, especially when you're at a nice table with, really
you
fancy.
Want to look like you know what you're doing, right?
Exactly. You want to start from the outside and work your way in.
Outside in.
So if there's 5 or 6 utensils on each side, remember, the tool to remember is you start from the outside and you work your way in. And the other thing I love, love, love is remember the acronym BMW. This is how you know what's what. B is going to be your bread plate. It's always going to be sitting up here to your left. M is your meal. W is your water or wine. Okay? So when you look at your plate and you're like, is that my bread plate?
Bread,
or is that
meal,
their
water.
BMW.
BMW.
Yeah, because sometimes you
So
sit
if you're
down,
setting a table, you should kind of
and you don't know, is
that.
that their glass or my glass? Or is that their bread or my bread? Just know when you're sitting there, you start from your left. B is bread, M is meal, W is water or wine.
Okay.
And that's how you remember that, BMW. So it's all those little tips and tools that really equip you when you are sitting at a table and you're just like, and the thing that makes us feel so much more confident, even though we might have come from really, really horrible background or never, I get a lot of messages of women saying, no one taught me this, I love knowing this. But here's the thing, when you know, you know. And when you know and you feel equipped, it makes you feel more qualified.
I know.
And it erases that back tragic or that trauma in our brain that makes us feel we're disqualified, and everyone's
I understand
qualified.
that. I grew up with, gosh, if we had a fork and knife, we were good, right?
Yeah.
And so, but my kids, they went to etiquette.
Yes.
In junior high school, they had to do the etiquette thing. And that really helped them to be confident because they didn't grow up the way I grew up.
That's right.
Right? They grew up in a way where they do go to fancy restaurants.
That's right.
And they knew what to do.
That's right.
And
That's important.
They went to parties, and they knew what to do.
That's
and
right.
So it felt that's just a good way to invest in your kids,
That's
really.
Right.
It's not that expensive, and it's usually about a week long or a Saturday or something.
But you got to lead by example.
Right.
And I always say also, I want to always remember that the table's a place to love, to laugh, to nurture, to talk to each other. I never want the table to be a place where we're scolding the kids, we're yelling at them, we're interrogating them, because then kids never want to come to the table.
We're going to talk more about that. Listen, we're going to be right back with Carla, and she's got more to say. We're going to talk more about the family at the table.
Yeah.
But now that you know how to eat outside in, napkin to the left, bread, meal, water, you're ahead of the game. Stay with us.
Dr. Doug Weiss's extensive collection of books, workbooks, and DVDs are all deeply rooted in the transformative power of the gospel and offer practical guidance for anyone in need of healing and change. Whether for yourself, a loved one, or to study together as a group, visit daystar.com/healing time to explore this life-changing collection of resources and experience the healing and hope of Jesus this Christmas.
Well, we're back with Carla Shellis talking about social etiquette, hospitality, and how simple acts of kindness can be the greatest form of ministry. And I'm talking about really looking like Jesus during Christmas. Well, let's talk about the most important part of any family gathering. We talked about the table and the food, but then there's the people at the table.
Yeah.
And sometimes at Christmas, people go into the entertainment versus welcoming gear. Talk about that.
So, especially with women, and men too, because men carry the stress that women carry as well. But I feel like if we are focused more on the entertaining and less on the hosting and welcoming, we are really hyper-focused on the details and the perfection and what it looks like instead of what it feels like. And so for me, I absolutely insist on beautiful. I am in the details. I always say Christmas is my Super Bowl, Doug. It's my game. But I learned after many years of doing it wrong that my family wasn't really enjoying that because I was so tense and stressed of trying to make it right and try and add to that family members who weren't really nice or who weren't really welcoming, and I felt tension of being judged and stressed out because of what they were going to say. And I finally realized I'm going to give God my best by serving my family and trying my very best to make it beautiful. But what I want to do is leave that tension behind when my family is present, and I want to turn on and just love and serve without expectation of return.
That's really huge.
That is huge because
I think as a psychologist, men and women, wherever, it's like you think Christians should be better people than other people. And as soon as you put that expectation, when they disappoint you, you're hurt because of your expectation. They're just people, okay, who love Jesus and they do things, right? And so at Christmas, we need to lower our expectations. They're just going to be people.
That's right.
And they're not always going to be on their best behavior.
That's right.
And probably not, especially if they're drinking, right? And
That's
that
right.
adds to a whole nother layer. But in this situation, is it practical to maybe set the table? Like, I'm a guy. Can we set it maybe the night before?
Let me tell you, I work.
And then,
That's a
or
good
maybe
point.
even the day or so before, like it's set, and then, it's off your shoulders. It's off mine, okay? I'm done, okay? I can welcome people and be happy because I'm probably not doing the meal, I'm probably helping, carry things over, being helpful, but I'm not guiding the ship. But would it be helpful to set it like the night before or even the day before,
Doug,
so most of it's done?
I will work 2 weeks in advance to the actual event because I am done stressing myself out and running to the last second and then being spent and being not enjoying the holiday because I'm spent. So I'm not an A-type brain. I'm very I can be classified as ADD. So I thought I'm going to work against my weakness and I'm going to work for myself and I'm going to be prepared and I'm going to take it one day at a time and make sure that leading up that I've actually done the work, even if I only can dedicate 30 minutes a night for 2 weeks. Because, when I had littles, it was like Christmas stressed me out to the max because it was like a ton more stuff that I had to do on top of what I already did.
Right.
And so, no, I had to make a decision and an intention, because if there's not an intention, then you are just rolling with the punches and you literally are the one getting punched.
So for me, intention would be start Christmas shopping in October.
100%.
Start wrapping in November, have most of it done before December 1st so that at least then you can focus on the table. Because women, they have spinning plates.
Yep.
And as long as that plate's spinning, they're not all with you.
That's right. That's
okay?
right.
And men, I'm talking to you men. Take her shopping in October, wrap the presents in November, and help your wife out, because she doesn't know how to stop the spinning plate if it's not finished.
Good, Doug. What I want to say to women is that typically what I hear, I coach a lot of women over the years in being a wife, and what I hear is I shouldn't have to ask him for help. He should know that I need help.
Oh, I can help you with that one. Women, you have to ask God for what you want.
That's right.
Even God says, ask me.
That's right.
Right? So if God needs to be asked, your husband needs to be asked, but get the commitment early.
That's right.
Don't put him at the end of the, so this is where men get frustrated. I worked all day, I thought I was gonna come home and do X, and then you throw this on me. Instead of saying, like maybe on Sunday, let's go through our day. Now on Tuesday, we're gonna wrap Christmas gifts. And on Thursday, we're gonna do this, okay? You with me?
So
right?
good.
Because if I feel like I'm honored in the planning, I'm more likely to cooperate.
Yeah.
But if I'm told, like, you know, it's 9 o'clock at night and we're going to do Christmas wrapping because I'm behind and I'm irresponsible, I'm not exactly a happy camper either, right? So you talk about intentionality.
Yeah.
And even asking a man ahead of time and letting him know, because then he can get the joy of serving.
God, that's so good.
You know what I'm saying?
It's, and men just, honestly, they just want to help. They just want to help. And I got it wrong for so many years until I thought, you know what? I just need to ask for help. And I just need to say, just like you said, hey, are you okay with Tuesday that we just plan a night? Let's have dinner first,
right.
And then let's wrap presents, and we'll put, and I create like a nostalgic environment to make my husband happy in that. But I had to, Doug, for me, where I got most freedom was because all women, we, like you said, we spin so many plates, but we are the most underappreciated, undervalued entities in the world. Because, and I tell women all the time.
Some men would argue, but go ahead.
Well, in our brain.
Oh,
in our
the
brain,
story you tell yourself.
The story we tell ourselves.
Oh, yeah, well, I believe
women
that.
Are locked
Oh, I totally believe that.
That we're not appreciated.
Because sometimes you say, a guy says you're beautiful, I really appreciate you, and you don't even say thank you.
No, they can't receive that.
You don't even let it in.
It's inside the head.
They're swimming in praise, but they don't let it in and go, thank you, I appreciate that, wow.
That's right.
Right, so if you're not a thank you lady, say thank you so he knows that you're letting it in.
That's
but
right.
You're right, the narrative women tell themselves is.
This is why I tell women all the time, listen, serve your family as unto the Lord, number one, but number two, do it without expectation of return, because I want to sow into the heavens, meaning if I sow one seed and I commit it to the Lord drops 10 more seeds in that hole. If I sow it looking for praise from my husband, my debt's paid in full right there. And so I just thought, you know what? The Bible says if I sow sparingly, I will reap sparingly, but if I sow generously, I'll reap generously. And we always put that around money. But no, I put that around service to my family. And for me, when I'm thinking about the emotional etiquette part of it, I want to do everything, my breathing, I want to do my perspective and my grounding, which I teach on a lot throughout my outlets.
That's just like getting your heart still.
Getting me still, and then I'm good to because I
don't
truly
be part
believe,
of the noise.
Right, I believe that what's within me will overflow from me, and what overflows from me blesses everyone around me. So if I'm stressed and tense, then everyone around me is going to be on edge.
Ladies, you really got to hear this.
I'm not.
You set the emotional environment for your home.
Yes.
And so you can't go around being a stressed Martha.
But here's the thing.
Even Jesus didn't like that energy.
No, he didn't. And here's the thing, Doug. The thing is that what we do as women is we look to husband, kids, in-laws, parents, teachers, pastors. We look to them to make us happy. We look to them to make us feel centered and fulfilled. That's the biggest lie in humanity. The truth is, it's my responsibility to connect to the Lord and to get filled up from the Lord, just me and the Lord. And now I'm releasing my husband, I'm releasing my kids. I don't look to them anymore.
Well, you're not looking for your external environment to make you okay.
That's correct.
You're okay to start with, and then you move from that place.
That's right. And I really believe, Doug, that It's radically changed the environment of my marriage. It's changed my family. It's changed our dynamic, our home. And I have a course that I have released called, this is my freedom formula, but 7 steps to a friendly home or a peaceful home.
Where can they get that? What's your website?
CarlaShellis.org.
Spell that.
CarlaShellis.org.
Okay.
So the freedom formula is the first one out, and the next one is 7 steps to a peaceful home. But the 7th step, Doug, is her. You know, I can tell you all the things to make your home super cozy and fun, and I want her to do that. But if she's a wreck because she has trauma she hasn't dealt with, that's what my freedom formula is. It's the formula God gave me that set me free from my trauma, and He walked me step by step. So that's what I'm doing through this freedom formula.
You don't have to be perfect.
No.
And Christmas isn't going to be perfect. There's always going to be some human who's going to mess it up.
And all those people that don't like you and talk about you that are in your family and that you just know here they come in your house and you feel violated because they're coming into your house, or you have to go to their house and there's tension. I put myself in a little box and it's just me and Jesus, and I'm just like, I'm responsible for my joy. So I'm just gonna be the highest version of myself because it's only 2 hours.
If you're going into an event like that, as a woman or a man or as a couple, I think it's wisdom to get a list of everyone who's coming.
So good.
And for 3 or 4 days before they come, pray for each one of them by name.
Oh my gosh.
Lord, help Uncle so-and-so. Lord, cousin so-and-so. My mom, Lord Jesus, right? Or my dad, or my stepmom, my stepdad, my stepson's second wife who has 4 kids who I haven't met yet. Like, get the people's names.
So good.
And intercede for them.
It's so good.
So that you have a heart for them before they show up. And God can give you prophecy. He can give you words of knowledge. He can say, when that person comes over, I want you to pull them aside and talk with this, or I want you to give them $100. Okay? I want to hear the Spirit of God for each person so that when they walk in, I've already walked into their life in the Spirit and said, I'm here and I love you. And so these are just great things. We hope that talking about this really helps you to rely on the Lord Jesus to have an incredible Christmas. That's our heart. And Carla has great material. Go to her website. She can really help you. We know that you're on social media, so go to Instagram at Dr. Doug Weiss and subscribe. YouTube channels at Dr. Doug Weiss and at Healing Time Ministries. And you can also listen to this at Dr. Doug Weiss Podcast, available on all major platforms. And share this episode with your friends and family before Christmas.
Yeah.
And you might want to tag this like every, maybe December 15th and resend it to them, okay? So that they can remember some of these principles. Well, we have just a few seconds. What would you like to encourage people?
I just want to say to people watching, you matter, you are seen, you are heard, and your heart is truly validated. And it is up to you to connect to the source of the living water, which is Jesus, and let that water nourish your soul. Let it overflow from you, and stop worrying about doing and just focus on being, because that's all that the Lord wants, just to be who you are and who He created you to be.
Well, Merry Christmas. Christmas is about Jesus Christ, and if you've walked away from Him or you don't know Him, you can do that right now. Say these words with me. Pray out loud. Say, Jesus, forgive me of my sins. I repent. I believe your blood paid for every mistake. I believe you died just for me. I declare you Lord of my life right now in Jesus' name. And if you said that prayer, welcome home. We want to get you the Gospel of John absolutely free. Give us a call, 1-800-329-0029, so we can get this to you right now. I hope this conversation has blessed you and given you some practical ways to create a warm, welcoming environment for your loved ones this Christmas. Now remember, if you need prayer for any reason, give us a call, 1-800-329-0029. Merry Christmas, and until next time, share Jesus with somebody.